This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Time right now is 4:27 here on your Tuesday morning. We do want to thank you for starting your day with us here on RTV6. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We are following a large apartment fire this morning. We are still awaiting video from our photographer who is out at the scene. 2 officers were injured in this fire. We're still waiting to learn the extent of their injuries, and we do know a woman who was living at those apartments is in critical condition this morning.
Yeah, and those are police officers, so obviously a response to this apartment fire. So we're waiting to learn more information about this. This was over on the far east side of town, and as soon as we get video and more information from our crew there at the scene, of course, we're going to keep you updated. Apartment fires impact a lot of people living there, and it's always a very sad situation just because so many people can be displaced.
Right. We're going to head up to Hamilton County now to Carmel, where the conversation is continuing over 5G towers. We told you about this story recently and how people are concerned about the cell towers that are going up. You can see them here, and whether or not there are health impacts that can come from these towers.
Yes, they had a meeting last night and people voiced their concerns, and so the counselors there are saying we're going to look into this and look into the health impact of these cell towers. So right now it's kind of a wait and see, and we're going to work to learn more information about the effects of those. And of course, this is a story we'll continue to follow because this impacts a lot of people, not just in Carmel, but we could start seeing these all over the place.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be checking in on what's going on up there with that story. But right now we do want to take a turn, bring in Alyssa Donovan. I just walked in and said, Alyssa, it feels like fall this morning.
Yeah, there is a little bite in the air.
Yeah, it's chilly out, it's dry outside. We didn't have clouds overnight to insulate us from that cool air mass that's in place. This is going to be the coolest start that we've seen this fall. You're really going to notice it. Right now, we're in the 50s in some areas, but some areas are in the 30s, and we're going to drop off a little bit as we head through the morning. So as you head out this morning, more likely we'll be into the upper 40s, which is much cooler than we have been. And today, we are going to start cool with clear skies, and those skies are staying clear. High pressure is in control today. Those temperatures climbing into the low 70s. So just a little bit above where we typically are this year, but very close to those averages. And this is going to be just kind of the start of that slow warming trend. We're going to see those temperatures climb just a little bit each day this week.
All right, Alyssa, thank you.
Well, we do want to bring you to our hiring Hoosiers story, and today we're heading back to my high school, Center Grove High School, home of the Trojans there, where they have a brand new class this semester. They have about 33 students enrolled, so a pretty big class for its first year. It's an elective, and it's all about cybersecurity. This is a computer class where they're learning how to keep passwords safe. They're learning how to spot hackers, encrypted text, different things in emails, getting on firewall in the school's messages. So we're going to be breaking that down and how these are leading to future careers. Stick around.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Breaking now at 4:30, a woman and 2 police officers report after an apartment building bursts into flames overnight on the east side. What officials are saying right now about where that fire started.
And a woman is now free after spending days in jail for a crime she didn't commit. How this was all a case of mistaken identity.
And residents in Carmel are voicing their concerns over new 5G cell towers, why they're afraid the technology is a health risk. 4:30 on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey, and we have Alyssa Donovan with us this morning, taking a look at our forecast. As you step outside, you're going to feel the chill in the air.
Yes, it feels very different today than even yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we started in the 50s. It was a little humid outside, and now we are dry and chilly. Some areas are actually starting in the 30s this morning, so a big change today. 38 degrees in Crawfordsville this morning. Lafayette at 44. We're at 52 still in Indianapolis, but likely that temperature is going to continue dropping a little bit this morning just because we have those clear skies. That's what we had overnight. That allowed for some radiational cooling, and you can see not a cloud in the sky on our satellite and radar, and that is all due to that very strong ridge of high pressure in place. That's staying in control today, tomorrow, and most of Thursday. So we're going to continue seeing these cooler temperatures to start our days for most of the week. We are starting to see just a little bit of patchy fog develop to the southeast this this morning right around the river valleys. So just be aware if you're heading to the southeast, we're likely going to continue to see that develop towards central Indiana throughout the morning. Temperatures this morning starting cool, only climbing into the low 70s this afternoon. That's where we should be this time of year, and plenty of sunshine for your Tuesday.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. We do want to give you a live look here over on the west side. I-465 and West 56th Street. Everything here is traveling smoothly, picking up already at this early hour. So we'll keep a close eye on your northwest side commute. And keep in mind, if you're traveling on the northwest side on I-65, we do have some road construction in the northbound lanes close to this area. So just keep that in mind. We do want to take a live look over on the east side, I-465 and I-70. Traffic here is moving along up to speed. No issues to slow you down.
We are following breaking news from the east side of Indianapolis this morning. A woman and 2 police officers were injured during an apartment fire early this morning. The flames broke out around 2:30 this morning in the 11,000 block of East 9th Street. This is in Cumberland. A Cumberland police officer and an IMPD officer suffered smoke inhalation while trying to get people out of the building. A woman at the apartment complex was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Officials say they believe the fire started in the kitchen of one of the units. Our Kelsey Anderson is live at the scene, and she will have updates starting at 5 o'clock.
It is 4:33. 4 nights in jail for a crime she didn't commit. That's what family members say happened to a local woman after her identity was stolen.
RTV6's Megan Santorum is working for you and asking the Greenfield police chief how this could have happened.
It's been a long couple of days for this Speedway woman who is now out of jail. Kristen Parr was arrested at her home on Thursday night, accused of auto theft. Police say the person on the right used Parr's ID to test drive a car from a Greenfield car lot, but never returned it. That's when a warrant was issued for Parr's arrest.
I mean, I think there's a lot of anger, right? I mean, it's just not right. It's one of those things that's hard to describe.
Family reached out to RTV6 asking for help. They say Parr had her purse stolen months ago, and this isn't the first time someone has used her ID.
You're angry, you're trying to explain your side of the story, you're trying to say, hey, this isn't right, this isn't me, and it's falling on deaf ears.
Greenfield police say a county festival that closed all offices on Friday led to the delay in investigating this case.
Do you know, did your officers look into it that night?
No, he did not, but he did submit a report in, and then because it was Riley Festival, the report didn't go anywhere.
That's the same reason she wasn't able to see a judge until Monday morning.
Had there been court on Friday, there's no doubt in my mind she would have been released on Friday.
Once detectives were able to verify that her identity had been stolen, they worked with the prosecutor to dismiss the charges. The chief says he hopes to meet with Parr soon.
Unfortunately, even though we did everything right at that time, it still doesn't make her stay in the Hancock County Jail any more okay.
It's just sad that somebody can continue to get away with this, and that it feels like there's not a whole lot of focus put on it. However, she does time in jail for something someone else did.
That was Megan Santorum reporting. The police chief told RTV6 he feels bad this happened, but he stands by the actions of his officers. Police are still looking to identify the woman who used Parr's ID.
It is 4:35. A 4th person has died after a plane that took off from central Indiana crashed in Michigan. 1 person is in critical condition, and the condition of the 2nd survivor is unknown. The plane went down approaching the runway at Capital Region International Airport up in Lansing on Thursday. It was on a flight from Indianapolis South Greenwood Airport.
Carmel City Council members are reviewing information about these small cell towers after several people spoke against installing them in their community. Residents fear that the towers are a potential health risk, and they want the council to stop more from going up. Call 6 Investigates told you last week companies like Verizon and AT&T don't have to notify anyone when and where they put them up. Gail Thomas tells RTV6 she and many others want more research done on how 5G technology could impact their health.
We just need more information before we can really just relax and feel safe that this is guaranteed, you know, that we can know that it's safe.
CTIA, which represents the U.S. wireless communications industry, says the current scientific evidence available shows there's no health risk with these small cell towers. The Carmel City Council did not take any action at last night's meeting, but say they plan to look into residents' 5G concerns and give the community some answers once they're up to speed.
At 4:36, one of the candidates running for Congress in 2020 is suspending his campaign. Republican Steve Braun, the brother of Senator Mike Braun, announced yesterday that he's suspending his campaign for health reasons. He did not specify the exact health issue. Braun is one of several people who want to replace Republican Susan Brooks in the 5th District, which covers Grant, Madison, Tipton, and Hamilton counties and parts of other counties. Meanwhile, another person is now joining that race. The former BMV Commissioner, Kent Abernathy, will announce that he's joining the race for Indiana's 5th Congressional District. Before becoming BMV Commissioner, Abernathy worked in commercial banking in New York. Abernathy is retired Army colonel and the member of the Republican Party.
The Marion County Health Department is offering low-cost flu vaccines at special walk-in clinics this month. 2 will be held today. One goes from 9 to 11 this morning at Old Bethel Church on East 21st Street. The second goes from 9 to noon at Southport Presbyterian Church on McFarland Boulevard. The shots cost $20 for adults and children ages 2 to 18. The vaccine is free for children under 2 years old.
Attention nurses and new RN graduates. Eskenazi Health is holding a nurse networking career event tomorrow where you can learn more about opportunities that are available within Eskenazi Health. There are 2 sessions, one at 3 and one at 4:30. You only need to attend one session. The event will be held in the Rapp Family Conference Center located on the 1st floor of Eskenazi Health Outpatient Care Center. RSVPs are encouraged, but they're not required. For more information, check out the Career Resources tab at hiringhoosiers.com. Well, this morning, 2 major retailers are ramping up their hiring ahead of the holiday season.
Here's the first. Best Buy will be hosting hiring fairs on Thursday and Friday of this week, and you may walk out with a job offer. These fairs will take place at all Best Buy stores and run from noon to 7 both days.
Dick's Sporting Goods also has job openings. The company plans to hire about 145 seasonal employees in Indianapolis as part of a national signing day on October 16th. Just visit a Dick's location on that day to be interviewed and meet the team. There are 8 stores right here in the Indianapolis area.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are criticizing President Trump's decision to end U.S. military involvement in Syria. Coming up, why they say the move would betray U.S. allies in the fight against ISIS.
And with the reports of more lung injury cases linked to e-cigarettes, Kroger is making a change. After the break, what lawmakers are also doing to stop this outbreak. Alyssa.
Well, it's a cool start to a beautiful fall day. Those temperatures climbing into the low 70s with plenty of sunshine. There are some chances of showers and storms as we head through the 7-day forecast. All of those details coming up next.
Buy a coat. I got socks, boots, scarves.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time right now is 4:42 here on your Tuesday. We're keeping a close eye on traffic this morning. This is I-465 and West 56th Street. Lots of headlights out that way already at this early hour, but everything is moving along up to speed. We'll keep an eye on this spot and others around the metro area and keep you updated.
Here is a look at stories making national headlines today. Supreme Court justices will hear arguments in a case over LGBT civil rights. This issue is whether Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which bars employers from discrimination based on sex, applies to gay and transgender people. Actress and transgender activist Laverne Cox will also be in attendance.
Well, the impeachment inquiry into President Trump intensifies today as U.S. Ambassador Gordon Sondland is scheduled to testify. He's one of 3 diplomats included in a text chain discussing President Trump's phone call with the president of Ukraine. The messages allegedly show officials discussing whether Trump was withholding military aid to pressure Ukraine into investigating former vice president and political rival Joe Biden. President Trump says there was no quid pro quo. President Trump's latest move to end U.S. involvement in Syria drawing some backlash from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. They say betraying America's Kurdish allies and walking away from the fight against Islamic State would cause irreparable damage to U.S. interests. ABC's Inez de la Cutera has the latest.
Overnight, new images of U.S. forces withdrawing from their positions in northern Syria after President Trump's sudden decision to pull out of the region, arguing he's making good on a campaign promise.
Turkey, Syria, let them take care of it. Let them take care of it. We want to bring our troops back home.
The White House greenlighting a Turkish incursion that could wipe out U.S.-backed Kurdish forces in the area. The Kurds have been America's strongest ally in the fight against ISIS. Turkey wants the land to send hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees back and views the Kurds as terrorist insurgents.
Why are you siding with an authoritarian leader and not our Kurdish allies?
Well, I'm not siding with anybody. We've been in Syria for many years. You know, Syria was supposed to be a short-term hit. Just a very short-term hit, and we were supposed to be in and out. We want to bring our troops back home.
The move drawing strong criticism from Democrats and even from some of the president's biggest supporters. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saying it would increase the risk that ISIS and other terrorist groups regroup.
If we abandon them, good luck getting anybody to help America in the future with radical Islam, Al-Qaeda, and ISIS.
Following the criticism, President Trump insisted, if Turkey does anything that I, in my great and unmatched wisdom, consider to be off limits, I will totally destroy and obliterate the economy of Turkey. Now, it's unclear just how extensive that Turkish incursion will be, but the Pentagon says it fears a resurgence of ISIS if the Kurds are wiped out, as the Kurds currently hold thousands of ISIS prisoners. And as for the Kurds, they say they feel abandoned. Inez De La Quatera, ABC News, Washington.
This morning, the U.S. is blocking shipments from 28 more Chinese companies and organizations over alleged human rights abuse. That includes a company that makes baby pajamas sold at Costco. Manufacturers are accused of locking ethnic minorities in internment camps and forcing them to work against their will. White House officials say they will not tolerate this. Some clothing companies, as well as one that makes rubber gloves sold at hospitals, are part of the U.S. blacklist.
At 4:46, pilots with Southwest Airlines are suing Boeing for lost pay due to the grounding of the 737 MAX planes. The pilots filed the complaint Monday, saying that the grounding resulted in more than $100 million of lost compensation. They also claim that Boeing misled pilots about the aircraft's safety. The 737 MAX planes have been grounded since March after 2 deadly crashes. A Boeing spokesperson released a statement that says the company plans to fight the lawsuit, calling it meritless. Right now, we do want to get a check of our forecast. Alyssa standing by.
And it is a cool start today, the coolest of the season so far. Some areas starting in the upper 30s this morning. That's because of that high pressure that built in yesterday afternoon. That's going to stick around, keeping us dry for most of the week. But late in the week, by late Thursday and into Friday, that's when we see the potential of some storms developing. Right now across the area, we're at 52 degrees in Indianapolis. It's 43 in Kokomo, Bloomington at 44. You can see we have those clear skies and those light winds. That's why we've seen those temperatures drop off so quickly overnight, and we are still falling. So by 5 a.m. as you head out the door, 51 degrees here in Indianapolis. By 8 a.m. we're down to 48. So it is a cool start. You might want a light jacket as you step outside today. So there we are on a satellite and radar. You can see those clear skies, not a cloud in it, and that is all due to that ridge of high pressure in place. That's just going to continue to amplify today and into tomorrow and most of Thursday before we do see some changes happening. And that's all due to this low pressure system, this cold front that's off to our west right now. That's causing the potential for some winter storms over some of our western areas like Montana, and that is going to continue to track across the U.S. and make its way into the Midwest by late Thursday and into Friday morning. What that's going to do is bring us the potential of some heavy rainfall, possibly some strong storms in there as well. Behind that system, much cooler air too. So here's a look at when that's going to move through. The timing, this is preliminary, of course. As we get closer to that system, we will keep an eye on that for you. But right now, it does look like it's going to move out by early Saturday morning. So if you have afternoon plans on Saturday, you should be good. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know if that changes. Next, behind that, the cool air mass is going to move into place. We are going to see a huge change when it comes to those daytime highs. Friday, we'll see a high of 79, and then by Saturday, our high will only be 58. So a huge change with those temperatures. That's going to be the coolest air mass we've seen this season. Today, starting cool as well. 47 degrees this morning in Indianapolis. That cool start, but look at that. Mostly sunny skies. It's really going to be a beautiful fall day out there. 72 degrees for the high today. You can't ask for better fall weather. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer, 75 for the high. Partly sunny by Thursday. Temperatures continue to climb with that daytime heating, and then we do have that storms coming in by Friday before that clears out Saturday. 58 for the high on Saturday.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. We do want to get a look at traffic this morning. I-69 here a little north of I-465. You can see here on the northeast side, traffic is moving along smoothly this morning, both northbound and southbound there on I-69. Let's take a look, though, at our traffic now map. Monitoring a little bit of road work. This is on the northwest side of town. Just a heads up here as you're traveling northbound on I-65. North of 38th Street here, we have 2 lanes blocked for road construction early this morning. We'll continue to keep you updated, but right now everything through that area is traveling up to speed. Let's take a look right now in the downtown area. Our NDOT traffic camera at I-70 in the north split. Traffic in this spot is traveling just fine this morning. No crashes to slow you down. We'll keep you updated for your morning commute.
After more than 22 deaths connected to vaping, Kroger has announced it will no longer sell e-cigarettes. The grocery retailer said it will sell off its remaining stock and then halt e-cigarette sales. Officials have not identified a definitive cause for a connection between the more than 1,000 lung injury cases connected to the products. CBS, Viacom, and Warner Media have also announced they will no longer run e-cigarette ads. A new bill is aiming to also make a change to the e-cigarette industry by creating a cap on nicotine levels. An Illinois congressman introduced the legislation on Monday. The bill would restrict nicotine content to no more than 20 milligrams per milliliter to make them less addictive. Right now, there is not a national cap on nicotine that exists. Experts say high nicotine concentrations have played a role in what they describe as an epidemic of vaping among youth.
A World War II vet will get a special surprise for his 102nd birthday. Still ahead, how people from around the world pitched in to make his day special.
And a woman's brand new car is totaled after being parked in Broad Ripple. New at 5, her message to the hit-and-run driver.
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, we are live in Tallahassee. We're covering a trial involving the murder of a Florida State University law professor. Prosecutors say the law professor's ex-wife's family hired someone to kill him, but they haven't charged any member of the family with doing that. Instead, on trial are 2 of the people they say were paid for the hit. Once again, we're live in Tallahassee today on Court TV.
Vinny, thanks. And don't forget, you can watch all the new Court TV live right on your mobile device. Just visit CourtTV.com. It is 4:51. We'll be right back.
Today about once weekly Ozempic.
A 17-year-old is inventing technology for a sustainable future. The Virginia teen has created wireless noise-canceling earbuds made from recycled plastic. She's calling them e-pearls and says they'll be sold for just $25. Elga Cheatham from Virginia says she started working on the project 2 years ago. She said she wanted to create something that brings awareness and promotes the environment. $2 from each e-pearl purchased is also donated to Conservation International. She won $1,000 for her project at a regional competition and is now heading to nationals, where she could win $17,000.
Well, a World War II veteran in New Jersey is getting a special gift for his 102nd birthday this week. Staffers at George Campbell's retirement home sent out a request on Facebook for 102 cards to celebrate him. Well, they actually ended up with much more than that, as you can imagine, 2,000 to be exact. They poured in from 40 states, Germany, and Ireland. George will officially turn 102 on Thursday.
Ooh, happy early birthday.
Yes, well deserved.
I'm sure more cards are on the way, too.
Oh, my goodness. What a great story there. And we do have a great forecast here.
Yes, it's going to be a beautiful day. Feels a little cool out there.
Yeah, once we get through this morning.
Yes, but I have to say, this is where we should be this time of year. We've just
I kind of liked
spoiled.
it, yeah.
I like this weather, so I'm excited about it. Temperatures today climbing into the low 70s, 72 degrees for our high. Sunny skies throughout the day. It's staying sunny tomorrow as well. We're just going to continue to warm a little bit through Friday. Now, by Friday, that's when we see the potential of storms in the forecast. Looks like those will clear out by Saturday afternoon. We could see a few linger in the morning on Saturday, but Saturday afternoon plans should be good, but it's going to be a cool day. 58 degrees for the high on Saturday, back into the 60s by Sunday and Monday.